Shalom, 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 my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Welcome to another end of the week Sabbath class. I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And as always, it's an honor and a privilege to come before you to give you another edifying lesson with hopes and regards of uplifting you in the spirit and edifying you as a nation. But before we get started, we want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being his son, who the world calls Christ in the Paleo Hebrew. But through his strength, sacrifice, and example, we are able to be here today to be uplifted in the spirit. But we want to give a shout out to you brothers and sisters for tuning in and for those who will tune in. And we got to give all praise and glory to the Most High through his son for allowing us to make it throughout the week and throughout the day. Today's class is going to be a little different than what we normally do. The brothers will be on joining me here shortly. But what we're going to do is do a Firefight Friday where we basically go through different current events and different things that are upcoming. We're going to give you some knowledge on these things, scriptures as well, but just to update you nonetheless. And make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, comment, ask your questions in the comment section. As you can see at the top, you can go to the website, check out that information, ask questions on there as well. But nonetheless, appreciate everybody tuning in, and it's an honor and privilege all the time, every time that we get a chance to come together and to be able to be edified in the spirit. All right. So what we want to do now is go into the first topic, which is dealing with what everybody should be aware of, which is the Israel and Hamas battle or war that's going on over there. Let me put it on the screen right quick because we should be aware of what's going on in the world. All right, give me a second. See it's on the screen. All right. As of now, the war they had about a week off from fighting, a ceasefire, but that's all over with now. They back at it. And this is a live update from World News. It says Israeli strikes killed over 175 people in Gaza after ceasefire ends, officials say. So they had a week off. They got it back up and going, and 175 people dead just like that. Now, during the time frame, they were sending in supplies and they were doing a hostage exchange to try to basically change the outcome of that. But trying to update or change the outcome of the battle, trying to get some prisoners released on both ends. And as you can see in this video right here, you don't got any sound going on right now, but this is fresh. This is up. This is new. I put it that way. The battle still continues. Let me read a little bit, then we'll get a scripture. It says Israeli strikes on houses and buildings have killed at least 178 people throughout the Gaza Strip on the first hours of fighting. Make sure everything together. All right. It says 178 people throughout the Gaza Strip on the first hours of fighting after a week-long truce collapsed Friday, according to the health ministry there. Israel said it struck more than 200 Hamas targets. Militants in Gaza resumed firing rockets into Israel, and fighting broke out between Israel and Hezbollah militants operating along Israel's northern border with Lebanon. So it seemed like somebody was just itching to push that button and hit that trigger to get back at it. And it's an agenda behind this, but we'll get to that later. It says militants in Gaza resumed firing rockets into Israel, and fighting broke out between Israel and Hezbollah militants operating. I read that already. It says ceasefire mediator Qatar said efforts are ongoing to renew the truce, which saw Israel pause most military activity in Gaza and release 300 Palestinian prisoners in exchange for militants freeing over 100 hostages held in Gaza. All right. So that lets you know how many prisoners Israel actually has of Gaza. if they were willing to let go of 300 people, prisoners, for 100 hostages. That lets you know they got a lot of their people locked up, which is basically the reason why they even attacked them from the get-go. Israel says 115 adult men, 20 women, and 2 children are still held captive. Weeks of Israeli bombardment and the ground campaign have left homeless more than 3/4 of Gaza, 2.3 million residents, causing a humanitarian crisis as they face widespread shortages of food, water, and other supplies. No trucks carrying aid into Gaza from Egypt on Friday, Palestinian authorities said. So you can basically see on this map that they got to the left over here is all the damage being done to Gaza. And they only got a little small strip if you ever looked on a map and seen it. Let me see if I can. But the Palestinians are actually living in a little small quarter of the whole land of Israel. And not going to really get into the history tonight as to how they actually got into that land and how the Israelis or the so-called Jewish or Amalek got in there and started removing them out. But from the time that we left up out of the Palestinians were in the hand or Ishmael. And it wasn't until the early 1900s, 1940s when they made Israel a state and put the Jewish folks in there that they started clearing the land out. And over time, they've been slowly but surely moving the Arabs out of there, or the Palestinians. But I'm going to keep reading. Hold on. All right. So up until the truce began, more than 13,000, over 13,000 Palestinians have been killed. Roughly 2/3 of them women and minors, according to the health ministry in Hamas ruled Gaza. The total is much likely higher. Some 12,000 Israelis were killed, mostly during the Hamas October 7th attack on Israel that triggered the war. So when they went in there to do what they did, trying to free their people from oppression, from Amalek, they killed maybe about 1,200. And since then, they done killed over 13,000 of the Palestinians. And you wonder why these individuals are upset over here and all around the world. Let me bring out a scripture right quick because for a moment they had a truce, a week-long attack, and it was seeming like everything was dying back down and things were going to seem to go back to normal. But in situations like this, we as a people, we need to be realizing that these things are being done for our sakes. The wars that take place, these are prophecy being fulfilled, but being fulfilled for the deliverance of our nation of people. And when we see it start to die down, hey, we got to keep praying for the destruction of our enemy. And I know a lot of people would be like, we ain't supposed to be doing that. Man, I don't know about that. Why we want to pray for war? Why we want to do these things? Hey, but your king, our king, King David, was doing so. He was teaching us to do so when you read the book of Psalms. Matter of fact, let's go to it. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 55. Book of Psalms, chapter 55. Let me get there right quick. We're going to start at verse 1. Shalom, King.
Shalom, King. Come on, brother. Psalm 55?
Yes, sir. Psalms chapter 55. We're going to start at 1. We're going to read all the way down to 11. Like I said beforehand, we got to pray for the destruction of our enemy. We got to pray that these different wars that are kicking off on the behalf of our salvation keep going. Because if it slows down, that's just going to prolong our days here in this captivity. So we want these things to amp up so that we can be delivered. That's prophecy. But let's read that in Psalm 55 right quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 1. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise because of the voice of the enemy.
Of the what?
Because of the voice of the enemy. Because of the oppression of the wicked.
You see that? Because of the oppression of the wicked. That's why King David is bringing this out. Just like we should be bringing it out today because of the constant oppression from all the other nations who have oppressed us as a nation. Now that they want to turn from us and they want to deal with each other, hey, we praying that they continue on. Read on.
But they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me.
They hate us. All the other nations hate us, whether we want to admit it or accept it or not. They hate us. Why? Because we chosen. But we got to continue to pray for their downfall. Read on.
Verse 4. My heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror have overwhelmed me.
That's how we should all be thinking. All the horrible things that we done been through, all the oppression, all the rape, robbing, and killing and murders that these other nations have done upon us. We are overwhelmed with these horrific things. And we overwhelmed to the point where we fearful of these things. Read on.
And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Man. When we keep reading, King? Come on.
Bring it down.
Oh, I'm going to bring that out at verse 6, man. Hey, it said, and I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. You know, I started thinking about, you know, saying, of course, we know about that movie, Forrest Gump, when Jenny was sitting there, and she was trying to get away from her crazy ass dad, and her and Forrest was planning to get the hell away. She said, I want to be like a dove and fly away. And that's how we are in this captivity, constantly praying to get us away from this evil man Esau out of the system, you know. And then another thing, think about, I think it was in Color Purple. I think they was praying with each other. They was praying to get, you know, fly away. But let me go to verse 7, man. Verse 7. Lo, then would I wander far off and remain in the wilderness, Salah. Verse 8. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord.
Do what?
And destroy, O Lord.
Destroy. He's praying for destruction. He asking the Lord to destroy them. Read on.
Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief, also sorrow, are in the midst of it.
You see that day and night. They couldn't wait for that little truce to end, for that little week to be over with. They didn't want to have a ceasefire. When you go back and do your little research on Israel's leader, what his name is, Netanyahu, when everybody else was saying, hey, have a ceasefire, man, calm down. You doing too much. He was like, nah, I don't care. I don't want to have no ceasefire. But through politics, they was able to get the man to stop for a week. And it wasn't a good week later. Hey, he bombing them over 200 different spots, you know, killing over 150 people, over 170 people, you know. But David was saying, day and night they go about it upon the walls. There are mischief also and sorrow in the midst of it. Read verse 11.
He said, wickedness is in the midst thereof, deceit and guile depart not from her streets. You
see that? Wickedness is in the midst of what's going on. Now, they might be trying to portray to us as if, hey, we were attacked, so it's retaliation. They hit us, we got to hit back. You know, that's what we taught growing up. Somebody hit you, hit them back, you know, and make sure that they feel it. You know,
Right.
that's what we taught growing up as a nation of people. But as the scriptures say, it's deceit in the midst of what's going on. Because these individuals, they trying to play like the victim when they actually are the culprit behind everything. You know what I'm saying? They are the phonies, the fakes, the imposters that's actually in our land. You know, we are the true Jews. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. We are the chosen, the elect of God. We have been scattered outside of our land. So for them to even be in there claiming to be us, that lets you know how deceitful they are, because they are in our land, but they still at war. And the scriptures say when the true Jews or the Israelites are back home, the world would be at peace. There would be no more war. But as you see, they still at war right now. So that lets you know through biblical prophecy that they are not the people, but that is something else going on. Because if you know anything about Esau and his people, they always have a deceitful or a hidden agenda. I put it that way. They always have a hidden agenda. They put out one thing, but be trying to do something at the same time. You know, the same way they did back in 2020. They said it was a world pandemic, and they tried to come out with a helping hand, but under their hand, they was trying to knock you off, you know? But they presented it as if it was a worldwide crisis, even though it was created in a lab somewhere. But at the same time, they create the problem and then try to give you the solution, which was actually what they were trying to use to knock you off with, you know? Crafty counsel, as we all know it. But I'm going to get to what I was talking about the deceit being in the midst of it. But my point being is that King David was praying for the destruction of the wicked, of our enemies, because they are deceitful. Wickedness is always in the midst of what they are trying to do, and that they hate us. So he was crying out to the Most High to do something about it. Just like we as a people should be crying out for this war to continue, because that's our deliverance. All right. So let me go back to this article and see if there's some more key points. Let's see. I think that's all that I wanted on this article. I'm going to show you something else right quick. Let me see. This was in the New York Times. Let me see if it's on the screen. All right. This is a report or article that was written by the New York Times, and a report saying that Israel knew about the Hamas attack over a year in advance. So like I was saying beforehand, these are the same individuals claiming to be the victim, but they already knew about the attack. Just like a lot of other places, including Babylon the Great, knew about the attacks that happened to them back in 2001, you know, with the Twin Towers. But it says Israel knew about the Hamas attack over a year in advance. The New York Times is reporting that Israel knew about Hamas battle plans to attack southern Israel over a year before the October 7th operation took place, but dismissed them as aspirational. How can you dismiss them talking about as aspirational? If somebody got plans on destroying your people or raiding your city, why would you dismiss it?
Right. And like you said, King, going back to 2001, you know, what's the lady at the time? I think she was the Secretary of the State, Condoleezza Rice. She was in office. She got the memo saying, "Hey, they knew that thing was going to happen back then to those towers, and nobody did nothing about it." She ignored it. The whole cabinet, Bush whole cabinet ignored it. So it seemed like the same tactic that happened then. That's the same approach that Israel is taking against Hamas. How in the hell you did not know this thing going to happen when you had a year advance of information about Hamas attacking you guys? So it seemed to me it is all propaganda, like it said in the book of Psalms 55, verse 10. It says wickedness, verse 11. It says wickedness is in the midst thereof, deceit and guile depart not from her streets. So she continued to be deceitful, man. Israel continued to be deceitful in all his ways, you know, and the world witnessing now. You know, everybody was promoting the war, everybody was saluting and go Israel, this and that. But now we're seeing that they might have been behind it the whole time to push their agenda, you know.
That's
And
right.
it's sickening because of the fact that, you know, you got a lot of people, especially a lot of our people over there in the land and in Demor's Israel, and they've been there supporting the war. That, you know, because each one of our people, when you go into that land of Israel, you have to be you have to join a military to become a citizen. You know, the men do, definitely. So I think before the age of 12, they got to sign up. So when they get old enough, they can be in their army. So if you knew these things going to happen, that means you pushing for a war. You pushing attack on people, man. And then they started pushing those people that was in Demor, if I'm pronouncing it, Demor's Israel, they pushing them out the land.
Right.
You know? So it seemed like they pushing them out the land and they pushing away the Palestinians as well. So yeah, man, this is straight propaganda, man. You know, this straight propaganda machine that's going on right now over there in that land, man. You know, and it's like you said, how is it that a person you have all this intel beforehand, and now they just get away with it? Just like back in 2001, they had all the terrorist names ahead of time. Then all of a sudden, it come out in the news. They get all this information right back to back, back to back. How is it you know the name of this person, that person? How is it all of a sudden this quick time? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's looking like the same damn thing, man. Same thing.
Hey, just like the scripture say, hey, what has been done shall be done. Ain't nothing new under the sun. They gonna keep doing it and keep doing these things until their final judgment day come. What has happened will happen and will continue to happen over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun, my brothers and sisters. But let me go back to this article right quick. Let me see. It says Jerusalem, Israel's military was aware of Hamas' plan to launch an attack on Israeli soil over a year before the devastating October 7 operation that killed hundreds of people, the New York Times reported Friday. It was the latest in a series of signs that top Israeli commanders either ignored or played down warnings that Hamas was plotting the attack, which triggered a war against the Islamic militant group that has devastated the Gaza Strip. The Times said Israeli officials were in a position of a 40-page battle plan, codenamed Jericho Wall. You see that? A 40-page battle plan that was codenamed Jericho's Wall. You know, that detailed a hypothetical Hamas attack on southern Israeli community. Who is gonna type up something that don't mean something and put 40 pages worth of effort into it?
Right.
For that to be something to be discarded. 40 pages now.
Come on, man. All that information from a whole year of knowing what's about to happen. And you mean to tell me, hey, look, I seen it. We seen on the news where they was, you know, Hamas, they was bringing in tanks. I mean, what, you know, saying loaders and forklifts and tearing down a wall. Hey, Israel, they do their information. They could have put like a concrete wall up or something to block them from coming in. No, it looked like they wanted them to attack. That's what it looked like. We're not saying, but that's what it looked like, man. Right. You know, if you got, like you said, if you got a 40-page, 40 pages of information, man, about what they're about to do, why y'all didn't react on it, man? Why? Straight up propaganda. Straight up propaganda. You're trying to push and promote a war. That's what it looked like.
Right.
You know, man.
Let me go ahead, King.
No, go ahead. We'll go ahead and read about you.
I was just gonna keep reading. You got a precept, bring it up.
Hey, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it's in the power of their hand. So look, hey, it's in the power of the ones who have the economic control, the one who have control of that whole side of the of that land, which is Israel. They have the power to devise whatever they want to, whatever evil they would like to against those people. and against our people that's in that land. You know, and that's what the scripture said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's the evil thing, man, to say, hey, look, I know it's a year advance of information. I know you're about to attack because I'm allowing you to set it up. But as soon as you set it up, I'm gonna come and bomb you, tear down your hospitals, and turn off the lights and cut off the water from you. You know, man, hey, look, we ain't sponsoring anything over there, and we ain't got no biz with nothing, neither one of them. But at the same time, man, think about it. You turn the water off and the lights off on children and sickly elderly people that need it. On a whole, everybody need power, and you turn the power off. Israel got the power to turn the power off over there in Palestine, man. That lets you know who's running the show. You know, if you got the, hey, look, if you do something wrong to you, and you say, okay, I got you, I got you, I know how to turn, I got something for you. Then all of a sudden you turn the power off from behind. I'm looking like I'm in a dog at night with no lights, refrigerator going off, you know, food getting spoiled. Man, that's some power right there, man. You know, that means you got the control. You got total control, man. And that's right. Israel, man. You know, foolishness is going on.
That's the same thing what we got to consider when we over here in Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? We be trying to load up and march down the street with rifles in our hands. Hey, all they got to do is turn the water and the power off. We through. You know? These are things we got to consider. But I trust our strength comes from the Most High through his Son. You know? That's where our strength lies at. Not in weapons made by our enemies, but our strength lies in the Most High, in the heavens above, you know? And in these scriptures. That's where our strength is at, you know? We got to keep that in mind all the time. But let me read some more on this article. It says it was unclear how the document was obtained by Israel. So it's letting you know that they have it. But the article said that it had been translated, indicating it may have been in Arabic and directly intercepted from Hamas. They speak the same language. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Foolishness, man. Dang,
like I said, you got to be careful of the deception that they put on the TV. For one, what's the guy named Netanyahu? He was calling the Palestinians Amalek.
Man, I heard that mess, man. I heard that, dog. Hold on, man. He went straight old school, Old Testament on him, man.
Right.
Calling them Amalek, man. And basically they did that. We all know, so they can give them the reason why, so they can say the Lord hated Amalek, and so we doing the Lord's work, the Lord's bidding by going against Palestine. You know, we got every right to kill these people, just like we did back in the biblical days. Man, stop it, man. Stop. You know, no, Amalek got the nerve to call somebody else Amalek. No, who damn well he Amalek.
Right.
Man, that's funny, dog. Hey, you got some more of that, King?
I'm trying to find it where he actually said that.
Let me read this then while you find it, King.
All right.
And this is just to go into how they went into the land of Palestine and ripped the people out of their homes, man. Like now we don't have nothing, no bidding again with the Palestinians. But if somebody's at peace with you and they have really no true power or true military, why do this to their people, man? Why do it to their land? But let me read this right quick. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and we're going to start with verse 2 in this book. Micah, chapter 2, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right, so we understand that land of Israel was born. That was given to us, the real people of the Lord. But the Palestinians, they've been in that land for a while. Mm-hmm. You know, at least from the time of 70 AD that we can remember, that they've been occupying that land for a while. You know, so they ripped the people out of their houses, right? Take their houses, you know, cover their fields, you know. took their land, you know, kicking a man out of his house. They literally kick people out their houses over there in Palestine, man. So yeah, it's straight up war. It's straight up war that Israel's doing over there, man. And it's looking ugly, man.
Right. I
It's
found
looking ugly.
it
Okay.
says old time religion, Netanyahu invokes scripture as Hamas fights become as Israel's holy war. All right. That's the Netanyahu guy, for those who don't know, the prime minister for Israel. It says Benjamin Netanyahu has been accused of declaring a holy war against Gaza by supporters of Palestine, with the right wing leader continuing to invoke religious themes in the escalating battle against Hamas. Critics, is that what I wanted? Yeah. Critics say the tactic shows the leader is intentionally appealing to the Orthodox faction of his cabinet and drawing the old time ideas of religious battles to rally support. All right. It says in a televised address. Why is this on there? It says in a televised address on Saturday night, announcing the ground invasion of Gaza, the Israeli prime minister likened Hamas to the nation of Amalek, the biblical arch enemy of the Israelites. You must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible, and we do remember, and we are fighting, he said. Mr. Netanyahu was quoting Deuteronomy, the 5th book of the Torah, which is made up of the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. So that's how crafty they are and the things that they do. Mm-hmm. They already stole our identity and our land and claiming to be us. But now they're going to use the scriptures to point it out or justify the battle that they having right now with the other nation. But I just want to bring that out right quick. Let me go back to this article. It said it's unclear how they obtained the document, the 40-page documents of the battle plan. But it says the article said that it has been translated, indicating it may have been some Arabic and directly intercepted from Hamas. The Israeli military declined to comment on the report, saying it was currently focused on eliminating the threat from the terrorist organization Hamas. So they focus on eliminating the threat, meaning getting them out the land. And I'm going to show you exactly why they are doing what they're doing. It's called the Ben Gurion Canal Project. This is the actual reason why they're trying to bomb them out of their land, which is why they ignored the 40-page report. Or they didn't ignore it. They read it and said, that ain't too bad. We can deal with that. That'll give us reason enough to do what we got to do to finish up the project. So this is the project that they were working on. And the purpose behind it is to build a canal through Israel to connect the Gulf of Aqaba to the Mediterranean Sea. So as you can see in this map right here, they would basically do like they have done on the other side of the world, on the western side of the world with the Panama Canal, where they opened it up to allow ships to cross from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean without having to go around the whole continent of South America. So they would be able to connect the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. Well, to have control of that whole area once they get the Palestinians out of that area. So they would widen that area and have total control over it. I said, let me finish reading. The canal would rival the Suez Canal, which runs through Egypt and has many disturbances, in its history, such as Israeli blockage through the Suez Canal and Straits of Tiran, closure of the Suez Canal in 1956 through 57, closures during 67 and 75, and the 2021 Suez obstruction. It would be about 100 kilometers longer than the 193 kilometer Suez Canal. So it sounds like they're trying to create something new over there but it's basically just expanding the Suez Canal and giving them complete control over it. So that's their real hidden agenda behind attacking Gaza, trying to remove them out of that land. Like I said before, they always have deceit and wickedness in their mindset, a hidden agenda. Just like the scriptures say, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. They telling the TV that they are the victims, but they actually have a plan on trying to remove them out of the land, and they've been trying to put this plan into motion for a minute. I believe it's from 55, and they've been working on it since then. But although they are doing what they are doing, we as a nation of people still got to be praying for the destruction of these enemies. All right. Point being, let me pull it off the screen. Let me get 2 Chronicles chapter 35 right quick. 2 Chronicles chapter 35 and 19. 2 Chronicles chapter 35 verse 19. Even though we see these things going on, we as a nation of people, we should be cheering it on. Like, hey, this is our salvation coming to fruition. You know, it's coming to pass. You know, the Lord said it's going to be wars kicking off. Hey, all praises for that. You know, we shouldn't be praying for them to have peace. We should be praying for the destruction of these wicked kingdoms, these wicked nations, you know, just like David did, you know. But at the same time, we shouldn't be trying to get caught in the middle of it, you know, because it ain't got nothing to do with us. And we're going to read an account to show you through the testimonies of the scriptures how we ain't supposed to be messing with that. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 35.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 35, verse 19.
And we're going to read to 24.
Verse 19. In the 18th year of the reign of Josiah was this Passover kept. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Karshemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent an ambassador.
Right now what's going on was Josiah had just had a Passover, a big Passover, and where the people was excited, but he was feeling himself. So when he seen the king of Egypt going to fight, he ran out there trying to go fight against this man. Read on.
Verse 21. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For God commanded me to make haste. Forbear thee from meddling with God.
For what?
From meddling with God. Who is with me that he destroy thee not?
So here our king was, we off in our own land, we doing our own thing. You got another nation going to battle somebody else. He feeling himself, so he want to go out to battle this man. The man gave him heed, he gave him warning, saying, hey, turn back. The Lord dealing with me now. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't concerning you. You know, I'm going to war with somebody else right now. You know, told him, go back home. This ain't concerning you. Said, meddle not, forbearing thee from meddling with God, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. So he telling them. Why? Because everybody in the Bible knew who was in control. Everybody knew these things. It's just today we don't know. I'm gonna read a precept right quick to show you why these things continue to happen. Why is war in the earth constantly? Go to Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. And it reads, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So the Most High is a man of war. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is a man of war. That's why war has constantly been in the earth since day one. So he telling them right there, everybody knew that. So what the dude name was, Necho, king of Egypt, he was telling Josiah, go back home, this ain't concerning you. The Lord dealing with me right now. I'm going to battle somebody else, go back home. That's why we shouldn't be involved in what's going on with Hamas and the Israelis right now. That's prophecy going on. We ain't got nothing to do with it. It's like what they say, we ain't got a dog in that fight. You know, what can we do?
Right.
We shouldn't be trying to get involved with it. We should be praying that it continues and for the destruction of both of them. You know, now people would say, well, that's cold hearted. Hey, we worried about our own people right now. You know, because all of them are in cahoots to keep us on the bottom. While we trying to love everybody else, they all in cahoots on keeping us on the bottom. Both of those nations have been oppressing the hell out of us as a nation, being destructive toward us. That's why David was praying what he was praying. They wicked and deceitful, and mischief is always in the midst of them. You know, but keep reading, King.
Verse 22. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Verse 22. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguise himself that he might fight with him, and hearken not unto the words of Nicho from the mouth of God, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo.
You see that? Nah, he's so anxious. He's so prideful. He's so willing to go fight. He disguised himself to go fight. Just like we as a nation, we are the Israelites who are being held captive all around the world, but we are disguising ourselves, enlisting in their services to go fight their battles. Getting ourselves killed, destroying our people furthermore. He disguised himself, though. That's how anxious he wanted to go against the Most High. Read on.
Verse 23. And the archers shot at King Josiah. And the king said to his servants, have me away, for I am sore wounded.
So the archers, meaning those individuals who were shooting the bows and arrows, they didn't hit this man. Now he like, hey, somebody get me out of here. The man already gave you warning. When you read in the Bible, the Lord always give you warning before destruction. He was giving warning. He didn't take heed to it. Read on.
And verse 24, his servants therefore took him out of that chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died.
And what?
And he died.
And he died. For meddling in somebody else's business. That just shows you how rebellious we are as a nation of people. Brother, you king, we in our own land. They ain't bothering us. The Lord telling you, go back home. We still want to do what we want to do, how we feel. Read on.
It says, his servants thereof took him out of the chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had, and they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died and was buried in one of the sepulchres of the fathers. And all Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah.
You see that? That's exactly why we don't need to be trying to get involved in their mess. I mean, just look back at last year's battle that started. Ukraine and Russia. You got our people praying for the battle to stop. If anything, pray for the safety of your people that are mixed in within that. Pray for your people, your nation of people. If they want to go to battle and fight, so be it. Stop following behind that Babylon the Great mentality. You trying to stop every battle. When somebody start fighting, you trying to jump in between it. Hey, cut it out, guys. But when you see your own people fighting, you stand back and fold your arms, or you pull your damn phone out and record every damn thing. You know? You see your own people going to war, you ain't doing nothing about it. They out here gang banging, selling dope to each other, destroying themselves day in and day out. Our people ain't got no remedy. They ain't saying nothing. But when you see the other nations battling, you want to come together and hold hands and pray together so it will stop. Once again, you ain't praying for the safety or the well-being of your own people, but you respecting and trying to solve the enemy's problems. Get your mind together, Israel. You know? But I'm just bringing this these topics out right quick to show you that the ceasefire is over with, and Israel couldn't wait to get back to war to continue bombing them so that they can get back to their hidden agenda, which is trying to take over their land so they can take over the Suez Canal.
That's right.
You know, so that they can have control of the seaport, basically. They can have control of the ins and outs. That's big money and that's a lot of power, you know, to be able to control these things. Even though they're playing the victim, they are the ones inflicting the pain. Like the articles have stated, when Hamas did what they did, we ain't justifying nothing, but we just putting the numbers out there. When they went over there, they killed about 1,200 people. That's not a small thing, but it's 1,200 people. Took some hostages. In retaliation, Israel then bombed them up, the whole land up, and killed over 13,000 of their people. And still had some of their people held hostage, still have them hostage to this day. So the facts is out there. You know, we're just bringing these things out just to let you brothers and sisters know what the hell is going on. And you got to keep your head up. You got to continue to watch and pay attention because all these things are happening for our deliverance as a nation. But you got anything you want to add on this, King, before we switch it up?
Con, I was going to go into, and we can always bring this out because this is a lot of heavy information that's going on over there in Israel, man. That's going over the Gaza Strip. And if you can pull this up for me, King, if you can, put in the International Action Center. International Action Center. And what they're explaining is when you put in International Action Center, put in behind Israel's end game. Behind Israel end game. Because what they are saying is in that Gaza Strip, what they fighting for so bad, is 1 trillion cubic feet of oil in that land. This is what they are really wanting the war for. This is why they're starting all this propaganda to get into that land of Palestine so they can get that oil. You know, that's what it's all about. Because if Israel get that oil, man, they don't have to borrow no more oil from the rest of the people in the Middle East. They don't have to borrow no more oil from nobody. It would be theirs, you know. And I'm gonna read this article. Let me see. If you see, looking up for
it. Is it on screen?
Let me see. No, it ain't on screen.
Okay.
But this is the whole. You know, Esau just don't do things for fun and just for. You know, he killed, but he killed for a reason. It's all about, you know, control, all about, you know, money and commerce. And look, let me read it right quick, King. Let me see. Well, if you can blow it up just a little bit for me. All right. It says, behind Israel end game for Gaza, theft of offshore gas reserves. Listen, man, let's just continue to read this thing because a lot of the time people just think it's just for war. It's for the land. Why? Because the land have minerals, have resources that they can use. It says November 14, 2023, right? In 1999, British gas discovered excuse me. It said in 1999, British gas discovered the existence of natural gas in Gaza marine fields, meaning they discovered a gas in the marine fields where the water is, right on the shores of Gaza. It says 20 nautical miles off the coast of Gaza, a depth of 375 miles, 370 miles down in the water. They discovered this. Check this out. Further explorations by BG, that's British Gas, through 2 successful wells, Gaza Marine 1 and Gaza Marine 2, determined the field could contain up to 1 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Man, this is what they really fighting for, man. They're fighting for natural gas in that land, man.
Wow.
You know? And this is what the war is really all about. Now, listen, we don't have no fight with neither one of them. And we can, let's put in that fair use, because this is fair use. We're using information. This is not our own vain words. We are using information that's given to us, you know, via internet, man. You know, so this is all information that's given to us. This is fair use we use it right here. And it says this, the Palestinian Authority was granted the right to exercise sovereignty over its own maritime territory by the Oslo Accords in 1995, meaning they was already authorized to protect their land, their shores. That's what it says, maritime territory, meaning the shores, where the seas at, where the water is, that's called maritime. So they got the right to, you know what I'm saying, to protect whatever interests or whatever transportation or we will say commerce or transfer, you know, anything that's coming towards that way to, you know, to buy up things, or, you know, whatever resources they have the right to protect their own land. And we know who's helping the Palestinians. The Arabians help protecting that land. And this is going to be World War II. I mean, World War III right here. This is the beginning of World War III.
Right.
Because Israel, just like Babylon the Great, they want their oil. They want their oil. Okay, so that's what they want, you know. Let me read down some more. It says, 4 years later, following the findings of the offshore natural gas, the PA gave the international consortium, British Gas, a 25-year, 90% stake in a license to explore, develop any discovered fields, and install the required infrastructure. Since that time, Israel has consistently blocked this development. It says in 2002, the PA approved British Gas proposal to construct a pipeline to a processing facility in Gaza. However, the Israeli state delayed this development, arguing that the pipeline should run to an Israeli-controlled port and that Palestine would have to supply Gaza marine surplus fuel to Israel at far below market price. You know? So they like, hey man, we want full control of this whole gas thing. We want 90%. See, look, we all know the EU is along with Israel, even though they like to pretend they're not, but they all brothers, we know what I'm saying? We know they all Edomites, you know? Right. So both are in control in taking that land from the Palestinians, which they are the Arabians, you know, well, Ishmaelites, according to the scriptures. And let's read down some more. It says, when Hamas won the Palestinian legislative election in Gaza in 2007, Israel established a militarized naval blockade.
Wow.
So hey, look, that's the strategy of the Israelis. Hey, Israel established a militarized naval blockade, meaning they had put military in that port, you know, saying to help block them from containing their own resources, which is the oil. So, man, this what it's all about, man. And you brothers and sisters get a chance, check out the article, read it for yourself, go down and you know, research that thing some more. You know what I'm saying? We can go farther down, man. This is some information, man, they've been keeping away from the people. You know what I'm saying? The media don't dare speak of it. And it's some more. Let me see this right quick. It's a UN study sites Palestine Natural Gas Reserve. We can keep going down, but however the case, man, you know, that's a lot of damn oil. You know what I'm saying? 122 trillion cubic feet. You know how much oil, how much gas you can use, man? That's enough gas throughout the existence of Israel. You know, man, it all praise to the Most High that, you know what I'm saying, he hiking this thing up real quick. You know what I'm saying? That our enemies don't prosper. Because if they get their oil, man, they got damn near total power. You know?
That's right.
And look, a lot of our people think it's going to be some type of American utopia and Israel flying cars and You know what I'm saying? Like Back to the Future. You ain't gonna ever see that, man.
Bring it
So
out.
Esau is too greedy to have, electric cars everywhere, man. He's not going to do that. He's going to settle down and get that oil reserve. You know, that's, man. This was going on, Israel. This was going on.
That's
So
right.
yeah, I tell you, man. Hey, look, you got to be watchful for our enemies, man. If we don't be watchful, let's bring that out, man. In the book of Ecclesiasticus 12 and 13. Man, I tell you, man, you got to be watchful for your enemies. If you don't, you get squandered and swallowed up by the propaganda machine, because that's all they do is known for speaking lies, man. Because you're thinking that doing a holy war is holy and it's all biblical. But hey, look, you heard him. You mentioned the Bible in that text you read.
Right.
The Israelis never mention the Bible ever. They'll talk about the Talmud though. The Talmud is their book. They had never mentioned the Bible. You got that, King?
Yeah. The book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 12, verse. We're gonna start at 10.
Yes, sir.
All right. And it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like if iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts?"
So who gonna pity a charmer when you heard about his wickedness? You see this charmer, he's a snake, man. He's a damn serpent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Who gonna pity a person that's going, oh yeah, we're for them, we're for them. Meanwhile, these people out to kill these people, man. They trying to push their war, their propaganda on you, pretending that they doing some of God, when they're not. Something that's holy and holy and biblical, but it's not. It's just, I mean, of course, we know it's biblical. It's all prophetic that they got to go into the war. But at the same time, they're trying to push their agenda to get oil resources from that part of the world, from the Gaza Strip. In order for them to conquer that side, they want to get Christians to be a part of their plan. They want to get Christians and Americans to promote their war, their agenda. We have nothing to do with it. And now you got celebrities of our people promoting them with millions of dollars, man.
Right.
Brother Floyd Mayweather, man. I heard that he gave Israel millions of dollars, man. Brother, why not give that money to the people that actually need it? They make America give them, I think it's $5.3 billion a year. Like, they don't even get it to the people who, fought for this country in every war. People that have built this country from blood, sweat, and tears. They have been giving us that. But instead, you're going to give these people millions of dollars who don't need it. Oh, man. Come on. So you cannot trust your enemies. Do not trust them, man. Wipe them off like the scripture say, like a looking glass, man. Wipe that thing off. Wipe off the smudges and all the smudges, the lies and deception that they try to put about on the earth, man, through their propaganda machine.
That's right. So, Lord willing, you all gained some off of that information that we brought out. But now we're gonna switch topics. We're gonna go to something that a lot of our people still involved in, and that this world promotes, which is pagan holidays, mainly Christmas, that's coming up. And let me see, put it on the screen. Do it this way. All right. You want to go into it, King?
Come on, man. Yeah, man. Now, Israel. Now, this right here, we're gonna try to do this thing again. We're gonna try to bring up this topic again because this is a heavy information. Well, I consider heavy information, man, that a lot of our people don't know about. And it's about, now we talk about this pagan day called Christmas. And this thing, Christmas, it really plagued us as a people. You know, they call it the most wonderful time of the year, and we call it the most wickedest time of the year, man.
That's right.
And the reason why, because they have our people worshiping this white guy who they call Jesus as a little baby Jesus in a manger, have us worshiping this God forbidden holiday, and they have this whole nativity story behind it to have our people delusional. And look, let's show that damn picture, man. Damn, a damn redneck in the manger, man. Look at this, man. I mean, ridiculous. Look at him right there in the manger, and they call this thing nativity, and that comes from a pagan pagan propaganda as well. So they promote this image to our people, and Israel lose their mind every year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, hey brother, you know good damn well we can pass by a neighborhood right now where somebody got this same image right in front of the house with a Christmas tree in the back, you know, lights all over the house, candy canes everywhere, a snowman with a Santa Claus on top of the roof, right there, all in one. You know, and look, it's been an image that's been plaguing us as a people, man. It's been an image that's been plaguing us as a people. They got they got the three wise men, which the Bible doesn't say three, but nevertheless, they always have three wise men right there with little sheeps and lamb. They're supposed to be Joseph, the God daddy, right? According to Christianity. And they got Virgin Mother Mary was the sweet baby Jesus right there in the manger, man. Sweet baby redneck Jesus in the manger. And this is the story, man. They like to plague on our people, man. And this is why we hate this thing every year, because we've been sucking into it. And it's so ingrained in our minds, and they have you to sympathize with their Christianity propaganda, that we go and buy gifts for the kids. You know, oh, what I gotta go to Toys R Us. That back in the day was Toys R Us, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta go to all these retail stores just to buy stuff and make the kids feel good, to push their wickedness on our people, man. You know, push our wickedness on our people, and then they make statues of this thing all over.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in the mantle in my house growing up, we had a statue of this thing, man, with the little, you know, Mother Mary and Joseph, and the whole scene right here, right there on the mountain, you know. And I didn't think it was nothing wrong with it. I like, man, it's Jesus, man. You know, what's wrong with it? But you get older, you start thinking like, man, this some BS, man. This is some BS. When you come into the knowledge of the Most High, you start thinking like, this is some BS. So let me grab that in the book of Habakkuk 2:18 right quick, man. Because Israel, man, we've been deceived, man. We've been deceived with this image that's been plaguing our minds since our youth. Coming up in the church ain't no good either, man. The church ain't no better, man. They push that thing heavy on our people, man. They push that thing heavy on our people. Let me get that. This the book of Habakkuk 2:18. It said, what profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it? The molten image and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. So this picture right here is a dumb idol, because some Israelite gonna print it off. You know, when I mean some Israelite, some brother or sister that's a Gentile mindset, got the Gentile mindset on in their mind, they're gonna print this thing out, probably posterize it, you know, in their living room or in their bedroom somewhere, and they're gonna say, look, we're gonna celebrate Christmas. because this is the time of the year for Jesus, because Jesus is the reason for the season, man. You know, they they gonna push that. And some brother, he gonna bow down to the wife. Yeah, I do it. You know, I put it right there and bow the gifts. And the sister, she gonna love it. Hey, Christmas trees and Christmas carols gonna be playing all through the house, man.
Mm.
So then what we're gonna do, King? Let's show the picture of the one they call Saint Nicholas of Myra. Because first off, let's show the image of Santa Claus before we get to that, because this is a little jewel right here, man. I'm sorry, guys. Now, hey, look, through history, this the guy everybody thought to be Santa Claus. This white European guy, right? He was in the snow and he had the damn scarf on his head with the little white ball and saying, ho, 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 Merry Christmas to everybody, right? What damn Rudolph and Panzer and all them gay names, he have all them, you know, them guys, you know, flying through the air, all the reindeers flying through the air, you know? They have nothing to do with the Bible.
Right.
And there's nothing to do with history. You know, so let's go back to the picture. Let's bring the article up. Sorry about that, King. Let's bring the article up, and then we're gonna go back to that picture. Now, this is Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus was a European Moor, right? Now we know what that word Moor means. The word Moor meaning black. Look at the image. We seen the image of the brother. He was a clear black man. That's why it says Santa Claus, the European Moor, because the black people, when we resided in Europe, they called us Moor at that time. And this is by the Rasta Live Wire. Let's go down some more. Let me see. I can't read it as well. Let's go down. Let me see. And that's just one image. Look at all these pictures of the Moors according to antiquity and the Russian icons. Look at all these pictures of the Moors. So
they look like Pac with some hell right there, man.
Huh?
They look like Tupac with some hell right there.
They do like Tupac with hell, man. I ain't thinking that. They do. Same eyes and the nose, man. Wow. Damn, brother, you ain't lying. Cheek structures and everything. And I believe that's supposed to be Howard Sharp, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But these pictures you're looking at, these are the Russian icons, the black people who actually ruled in Europe, or these are the depictions of the prophets of the Bible, of the men of antiquity, that the Russian, that the men of European people, the black Moors, that they used to put in the palaces and the murals all over Europe, and especially in Russia and Germany and in Turkey. These pictures right here that you see, all black men, these were considered Moors according to history, you know. And if you got that that Rasta Live Wire, is that the one we were looking at? Article I sent you. Let me see, because it's supposed to be a little bit more on that part.
Okay. It said he was born of very wealthy ethnic black Anatolians of the ancient Roman Empire. He was one of those ancient and dominant black Moors of Europe that you only can come across in today's Western history, because the Gothic Europeans would hide the true Moorish history in Europe.
It said what, bro?
That they would hide the true Moorish history in Europe.
And so our friendly friends, the Nordic white Europeans, they have hid these pictures, these Moors, the pictures from the faces of the earth. They have hid those faces from our people, these images of the true Moors, of the true Europeans of that time. So the so-called white man today, Esau, according to the Bible, he have hid these images from our people, man. You know, so this is the brother what you're looking at right here. His name is Saint Myra, Saint Nicholas Myra from Turkey. This is a real brother right here, man. This is a real image, and it's supposed to be a little bit more on that arc, because the thing is, this brother right here, he came from a wealthy family. He was rich. And listen, don't just take my word, don't take our word, kings and brothers and sisters. Don't take this word from us. Go find out for yourself, research it. Now it's going to be hard for you. You got to dig into it because Esau and kind of swept it underneath the rug. He hid it. He's trying to hid it from the internet, just like he hid it from us in today's time. But Saint Nicholas of Myra, he come from a wealthy family, and he gave to the rich. He gave to the kids. Let me read. Can you read that highlighted in purple?
It says Nicholas used his whole inheritance to assist the needy, the sick, and the suffering. He was made Bishop of Myra while still a young man. The high office of Nicholas at such a young age speaks to dominant role played by Moorish, Black Anatolians, and Africans in creating the church as we know it today.
See, the brother, he was a real. This is what the story Santa Claus come from a black man, Saint Nicholas of Myra of Turkey. This man right here, he was a bishop, as it's saying in the article. He was a bishop. He was a leader, and he gave to the poor. He grew up in wealth, and on certain days, he just gave to the poor. He gave to the children. He gave them gold coins. You know what I'm saying? Whatever coins he had, he gave. That's what he did. And so the story of Santa Claus of today's time, they like to show a fat guy, you know, gathering his bag up with all type of goodies and gifts. And he just going, look at that fat guy. Look at him. Got his belly all big. How in the hell you that big, man, going across the world and damn, look, in a 24-hour span, like 24 hours, in damn 12-hour span at night, you going around the world getting everybody gifts, man. Come on, man, get the hell out of here with that, man. Look, and that's one right there. Damn, all the reindeer, you know, just flying, carrying his big behind across the earth. Man, get out of here, man. And lightning speed, too, because you got to go to fit your behind in these damn people's houses to deliver presents, man. Come on, man. It sound crazy. Look, we live in the project. Yet instead, he gonna fit his behind up in the project door. We don't have no chimney in the projects, but he gonna go into the gas. I guess he gonna, you know, fit into the gas tubing to deliver his gifts to us, man. Get out of here. No way, Jose. You know, no. Hey, look, you know this can't be a white man because listen, they don't want to give us reparations. So ain't no white man giving you nothing for free. Nothing for free. You pay for everything you need here in Babylon the Great, man. So the image right here we're looking at, this is Saint Nicholas of Myra in Turkey. This guy right here was a real black man. And we can zoom up to his face a little bit more to show some more definition of this brother right here. Now, brothers and sisters, if you can see his face, you can see the beard of this man. He has a woolly beard. And he has a crown on his head. He has a staff. And if you can see the kid right here, if you can zoom into this little kid right here at the bottom, right? Look at it. These are black children. Black children who he was giving gifts to. He was giving gifts to black children. Not just on Christmas Day, he gave them what they needed when they needed it. You know, this is what Esau has been hiding from our people all across the world. And now they got our people dressed up. Oh, well, now they mock us. In Switzerland, is it in Switzerland? It's Pistol Pete.
Oh, Black Pete.
Black Pete. My Slovakia King, Slovakia family. Was it Swastika Pete? They got this this picture of us as a servant to the white man, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said Pistol. I'm thinking about the basketball player, man. I'm tripping. You know, but yeah, Swastika Pete, meaning Black Pete, man. You see, look how they degrade us with this image right here, man. Got this guy, look. So Swastika Pete Swasa Pete supposed to stand for, excuse me, a black servant, which is a black man. He's supposed to be serving Santa Claus, which is a white redneck guy, all through, you know, his whole journey through Christmas, giving gifts to the kids. And right now in Switzerland, they probably have some type of pistol, excuse me, I said pistol, Salakia, Black Pete in their parade, you know, trying to promote the Christmas holiday, pushing this agenda on our people, man, pushing this face, you know, this proverb and byword on our people.
Right.
Man, this is ridiculous, man. And hiding the very face of the brother, hey, that looked like us. That was the real so-called Santa Claus, man. That really, he was a historical figure, you know? And he didn't have reindeers, man. And Rudolph with the red nose, he didn't have that. So, you know, let's get the book of Job right quick. Let's get the book of Job right quick. Because look, Israel, look, we all know what our enemies do. You know, if you didn't know, now you know today. Look at that Swasa Pete. Look at that, man. I mean, what ridiculousness have our people have our enemies try to degrade us, you know, put us in a degenerate state, you know, as a servant, and claiming to be a holy brother like the brother Saint Nicholas of Myra. You know, that brother he actually gave, but now they're gonna change the faces from who actually used to rule the earth and actually give to the people. They're gonna degenerate those faces and make them as slaves. Look at this, and mocking us as they do it. These all white people, fam. These ain't black folks. These are white people who put black makeup on their face every time on this time of year, put afros on their head and red lipstick on their lips to portray Swasa Pete. And our people have the nerve to celebrate this evil holiday, man, after these people mock us every year.
Right.
Every year they mock us, man. And we got the nerve to go into their stores, buy up all the gifts, spend up our whole account money, and just to celebrate one day of the year of this foolish holiday as they mock us, the people, man. You know, how ridiculousness is that, man? You know, how ridiculous is it for a people that enslave us, and then after you ain't got everything from us, man, everything you from us as the people, you still got the nerve to mock us. You know, man, that's crazy, man. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. Man, because we're going to prove it. The Bible is going to tell you exactly what's going to happen to our people. It was prophesied through the curses of the scriptures what was going to happen to God's chosen people, right? And nobody, you don't see them putting on damn Chinese, old ancient Chinese garment and putting tight eyes on their eyes. They are marking us. Let me get that, man. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And it says this. It says, Salakia, fam. Salakia.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
And we are a byword and a proverb and astonishment to all the nations that lead us, man. And these people enslaved us. We enslaved all around the world, and especially in Europe, and the Americas. And look we an astonishment, man, mocking us as Black Pete. And we got the nerve to still celebrate this holiday, man. I mean, look at it, man. Look at this devil with this big hat on, that pagan hat, and he's still on a horse. And brothers and sisters, it's a picture that I couldn't find online that we're gonna bring it out one more time again. We're going to do a deep research and on this brother Saint Nicholas and bring it back out again. But it's a picture of him on a horse, because he wasn't on reindeers. He was in the big sled with a whole bunch of reindeers carrying him up in the air. He actually had a white horse that he used to ride on, and it's a depiction of it. But they got this devil right here holding his hand like he's holy. He got a cross right there, and he's on a horse. He's on a black horse now. Got a white man on a black horse. Ain't that something? When it was reversed, Saint Nicholas on a picture, they have him on a white horse, and on the side of him, he has his servant, Black Pete, Swassa Pete, right there. His black servant. You know, man, I'm gonna tell you, man. And look, and I consider Black Pete. He like the elites to me, because the elites, they do anything. They do all Esau evil bidding. You know, and that's another topic right there, man. So let's go back out. Let's go back to the picture of Saint Nicholas of Myra, where he had the kids next to him, and let's bring out the book of Job. You know, the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, right? It says, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked, right? So Esau is the wicked, we all know. And he the one who pushes his agenda. He pushed his face, his image on the earth. It says, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if he didn't cover his face with a white man, who is the wicked that the Bible's talking about right here? It's talking about your neighborhood wicked white man, Esau, man. So this is the picture right here, brothers and sisters, of Saint Nicholas. You know what I'm saying? Saint Nicholas of Myra. Y'all do y'all research on that thing, man. Hey, you know, and Lord willing, we come back with some more information, bringing about, showing you the adventures of this brother and the things he did for his people. Because as we were reading the article, he gave to the poor of his people. He gave to the needy. You know, he didn't give back to the wealthy, to the elite of that time. He gave it to the poor. You know, and that's what we're supposed to do. Not just on one day where we feel like, oh man, I'm okay, I can give. You're supposed to give every day, not just because some white folks that took over land and killed your ancestors and made you pray to their God tell you, look, worship my pagan holiday on December the 25th. Just don't give on that day. Give all over, man. Give like the brother did. Saint Nicholas of Myra. Give just like he did to the poor, man, to the poor and needy. That's you know. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's on you, King.
Con. So yeah, brothers, sisters, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get a chance, research it. And Lord willing, we're gonna come back with some more heavy information on that topic. Because I mean, man, there's a lot of information that Esau has kept from our people that's hid, that's in the dark. You know, Esau and try to cover up, but we're gonna expose it, bring it back out to uplifting our people with this information.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters learn some things tonight. You know, next week we'll bring more. But I'm Brother Ananias.
Brother Yakub.
Brother Bernard.
And we are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And as always, it's been an honor, a privilege to come before you. We want to say happy Sabbath to you all. And a special shout out to you brothers and sisters who tuning in and who will tune in. But all praise, honor, and glory is given to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua for the abundance of all things. And we want to wish you a happy Sabbath. Replayed it, the video if need be. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this content. You know, do your due diligence. But nonetheless, you're in this truth. You're in it for a reason. Don't take it lightly. Keep building. Keep learning, because we learn to teach others of our own nation. We got to rise as a nation, and we got to endure until the end. And that's the whole end game. That's the whole purpose as to why we do what we do. Serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by keeping his commandments and having the faith in them. You know, so stay in the spirit, keep pushing, keep learning, uplift your brothers and sisters. Most importantly, keep these commandments and follow Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. But on that note, appreciate everybody tuning in. And we say shalom, shalom, peace, and greetings to you all. Kwam Yashar.
Om Yashra.